Hey guys, it's your boy Sam here, back with another episode of Ripping the Boards. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. Lots been going on, but I want to say that I think I'm back to making videos. Um, Tried a couple different setups and it didn't really work out. Tried a couple different cameras, you know, like SD cards malfunctioning, other stuff happening. So I just got a tripod, new tripod holder for my phone, and we're back to just recording on my phone. And just you know, when I get some money, I'm gonna get me a little better uh, camera. But today is June 28th, I believe. Yes, it is June 28th, and today was the Save Mart to 350 at Sonoma Raceway. This was the first race for TNT on the season. I believe it was race number 18, if I'm not mistaken. 18, 17, 18, or 19. So, yeah, I think the last one was a couple months ago. But, just a lot going on. I'm going to be trying to make videos after each race and try to make them shorter than like the 20-30 minute videos that you've been seeing from me so far. Just try to keep you guys as engaged as possible. But all right, let's get into it. Today we had the race at Sonoma Raceway, and 110 laps, 1.99 miles of 11 turn road course. We continued the configuration that we as NASCAR fans have known for years. Sorry guys, I'm a little rusty and got a lot on my mind. But yeah, today's race, I must say that the engine and aero package that NASCAR's been using at the road courses and short tracks this season, I believe it has done its job. It has made it so you have to save your stuff. You can't just go out there running qualifying laps each lap, and then the cream really rises to the top. If you're good with this combination, if you're good for the day, you definitely can make some hay. And today is no exception. Last week, I believe, was the best road course race of the season. I want to say by far, but today was exceptional as well. Like, if you don't like what you saw today and last week, just don't even watch. I especially loved how we didn't have 1,000,001 cautions. I love that. Only caution we had per incident today was due to debris on track, which I am more than okay with, because I don't know when we're going to be able to get rid of the stage cautions, but to know that these guys, they're able to make moves on each other, they're able to pass each other, they're able to move each other, and we don't have 1,000,001 cautions. Like, these cars are hard to drive again. These guys are just that good that we're just not getting 1,000,001 cautions, which is such an encouraging thing to see. If only they can employ a similar strategy at the ovals. You know what I'm saying? Like, every spin, every car getting against the wall doesn't constitute a caution, in my opinion. But here we go. So SVG was SVG. SVG came here to do what he does. He came from New Zealand and he just dominates on the road courses until someone is able to dethrone him. But SVG didn't start on the pole. If he did, he probably could have just led every lap until he pitted to flip a stage. It was just that kind of day. He just, once he got in front and no one behind him could really mount a challenge, and he didn't even like his car. That's the thing. He could just manage the best he could with a car that he didn't really like. Literally, it was a race for second. If it wasn't for, I think, Daniel Suarez in front of SVG and Chase Briscoe at the end, I don't think it would have been much of a interesting finish. But that also goes to show that dirty air is still a thing. But that's kind of to be expected in today's NASCAR. You know, aero, every little bit of advantage you can gain with an aero, with just tweaking the body here, giving a little bit there, giving air to the brake ducts, a little less air, a little more air in the tires, and what all those things add up to overall speed and overall grip. And whoever can make the most grip without wearing out their stuff, and not be in trouble, don't do stupid things during the day, execute, you're most likely in a good position to win. And that's, at least right now, even if SVG didn't have the best car today, you wouldn't know it because he's the best road course racer that we currently have. And congrats to SVG. Got his 8th Cup Series win, which is also his 8th road course win, which would put him now, I think, tied for second, if not second by himself, with Tony Stewart. And that's on a lot fewer starts, which is kind of crazy to say because we've had like an explosion of them over the last 8-9 years. 2026 is probably the first time in 8-9 years that we don't have, actually no, I take that back. I think 2023 was the year we had the most road courses with like 7, and now we're back down to 4. I'm cool with where we are, but I'm not gonna complain if we get one more. So I think we're good where we're at. One more would be fine. That's not a problem, but I think we're good. But yeah, it's such a good, refreshing thing to see races under the green, under a long green flag run, because you get to see who's fast on the short run, the medium run, and the long run. You get to see comers and goers, and we saw that all day. But you also will see guys getting shipped from time to time, and that's what happened to multiple guys during the day. It happened to Todd Gilliland, Denny Hamlin, who at one point passed Tyler Reddick for the points lead because Tyler Reddick had, a steering issue. I think they confirmed that it was the rack and pinion itself that needed to be changed out and swapped, but in the interest of not losing too many laps, they decided not to. They decided to just try to soldier on, and hopefully they can get, some attrition. And then it just never happens. But it never happened, but that sometimes happens in racing. And the 2311 cars, they just seem like they deal with those kind of issues the most. Yeah, it just sucks kind of how it happens that way. But, I'm not saying it's good to see that parts still matter, but things still break. Parts and pieces, they do matter. And so Tyler Reddick gets his worst finish of the season. He's been bleeding points, even though he's had some really good finishes, some really good runs. even as of late. A 35th place finish at Michigan, and a 36th today. And he is now, for the first time all season, no longer our points leader. And then we had a couple other guys get shipped, like Bubba Wallace, getting into it with Todd Gilliland, which I guess Todd was, if you look back at it, Todd was probably just frustrated, but Bubba did nothing wrong. He just lost it, lost control of his car, and just got in there too hot, and then watched them both up the track. But you can understand a guy being frustrated. It's not like Todd was running in the top, top 15 or so. He was mired 20th or 25th or worse most of the day. So that can be very frustrating, especially when you see, I think, like, around that area, nobody was really able to get away from each other, which was funny because that was just ship city. Like, you get shipped, and then you get shipped, and then you get shipped. It was just funny. And then since we didn't have that many restarts, where you were able to line up, like, track position was still important, but if you had a good enough car, you can make your way through, which is a lot of what we're asking for. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what we've had, say, 2-3 years ago. So I can't complain. You can't really complain. The only thing, stages. But, I know that gets old and older and older, and then I've been saying that for, quite a while now. If you look at a few of my other videos, I'm always complaining about stage racing. Well, stage cautions specifically, and cautions in general. And this week was, 3 cautions overall, 110 lap race, road course. I can't complain. It was a really good race. Let me know what you guys would think about today's race in the comment section. And then make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Let's Talk _NASCAR. Again, that's Instagram and Twitter at Let's Talk _NASCAR. Let's keep the dialogue going. Like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. And hope to keep you guys posted for more in the future. Deuces.